Good morning, and thanks for joining us on this second day of May, a Tuesday. It's a rainy day again. Yesterday wasn't a total washout, though.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
Late afternoon was beautiful.
Well, I just hear rain, and I just think the whole day is a wash. It was a weird day, though, because like the sun would come out.
Yes.
And then I looked out, and then it was hailing.
Yes.
And then the sun came out.
Yes.
And then I looked out, and it was raining.
Yes.
It was like, what else are you throwing at us today?
Spring in Canada.
It was trying to make up his mind.
Right.
That's all. What shall I do now?
Yeah.
What shall I
It
torment
was like, just like a
people
roll of dice. You're just like, okay, what do we got here
today?
now? All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But a few more of this stuff, I guess. And
Yeah.
I'm already on. I'm in the weekend, Brian. I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm planning what I'm doing in the backyard this weekend.
Okay, good plan. Good plan.
Cut the grass, Like our grass is huge.
Grass,
Is it?
yes. As soon as that sun comes out and dries things up a little bit, it's like everybody's going to be out cutting that
Everybody,
lawn.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Because it's just been growing like a weed. It's just crazy.
I'm okay with that. I put down grass seed. I'm like, come on.
yeah.
Hey, yes.
Enjoy that.
You guys
Perfect.
wait. I'm going to have like a full field of hay.
This is weird coming from you, Emily.
What do you, oh, that I'm encouraging the rain?
Yes.
Because I'm old now, Tim.
Like from last week.
See, that's what happens. Just you wait.
It's like a switch.
Right.
It just goes off. Now, you know what? It is weird coming from me, yes, because I do like sunshine over rain, but I'm also, I like to feel like I've done something good for my landscape.
Okay.
Environment. I don't know.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Just go with it, okay?
There you
Okay.
go. Was that
That's
in the
what we're going
teleprompter that you were reading?
Yes.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Okay, well, quickly, before we get to you, Brian, some big news and entertainments last
Yeah.
night. So,
Yeah.
Emily.
Yes, unfortunately, we lost a legend. Gordon Lightfoot passed away. So we're going to be talking about him coming up and kind of what politicians and musicians and lots of people are saying about him on social. So we'll have some reactions.
Yeah, the
as
impact.
And all the Gordon Lightfoot songs you're going to be hearing today,
Yes.
which is fantastic because there's
Yeah.
so many of them. So,
Look, there are so many. Oh,
Yeah.
How do you choose? It's
Yeah.
like, wow.
well, let's choose our favorite, and we'll talk about
Okay,
our
for the
favorite.
library.
Okay. All right.
Everybody think about it.
Okay.
Here you go, Brian.
Well, it's a full house for this morning's chit chat.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us,
Okay.
Brian.
No problem.
Because we're talking about folk legend Gordon Lightfoot. He's died at the age of 84. Gordon Lightfoot left a lasting impression on music fans, and some Canadian musicians say his influence on the country's collective identity is immeasurable. So take a look at some of the tweets people sent out last night.
1968, Gordon Lightfoot was the first performer to play what was then called the new Burlington Central Arena.
Right.
The old one was on New Street. They built the new one on Drury Lane, which is still the Burlington Central Arena. He played there in 1968, went to see him. We didn't get in, unfortunately, didn't get tickets.
Right.
But sat outside on the hill that was in front
Tailgated.
and just listened to the music coming outside. It was wonderful. He was such a great performer. Even then, he had a huge draw.
Did you ever get to see him in concert?
Never got to see him in concert.
No,
No.
I'm surprised with your radio and everything.
Oh, yeah. I played his music constantly, of course. That was in the early 70s. That was when the Canadian content rules were
Yeah.
there. So we were playing a lot
Tons of
of
CanCon.
Yeah. I mean, there were a lot of artists who unfortunately didn't deserve to be played, but Gordon did.
Yeah.
And his music was so wonderful. Even in 1968, he did the song "Black Day in July," which was
huge hit.
huge hit. But it was a topic that a lot of people didn't want to touch. But Gordon had the intestinal fortitude to tackle
and the
it,
guts and the bravery.
and made a wonderful song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would his most popular song be?
Oh, the Edmund Fitzgerald.
The
one.
record of
think
the
so?
Edmund
Like,
Fitzgerald was a
like
huge
how many
hit.
people know about that ship or the crash
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
they've had the
because of that
song.
song.
Yeah,
right?
the
Because of the
legacy
song.
of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If You Could Read My Mind is probably my favorite one.
Yes.
Only because so many people have covered it too. It's everybody's.
Sure. Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
yours?
Sundown.
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 Hands
yes.
down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you better take care.
Yeah. Well, Sundown's one of those where it comes on. I'm like, shh.
yes. Yeah.
It's like that song where you just like, it just makes me feel warm and tingly inside. And I was listening to it a couple times this morning. It's just so great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody actually tweeted that when you go to a Gordon Lightfoot concert, I don't know if any of us have been, but
not.
the crowd is silent.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things that he's kind of iconic for, that
Yes.
everybody wants to catch that last little note, that last little word, so no one is making a peep the whole time.
He opened up Massey Hall. The reopening
Yes,
of it,
and the
he's
reopening.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and he played. I don't know the number.
How many times
he
would he-
played
yeah,
Massey
yeah.
Hall? But he's the
Exactly,
most who's ever
yeah.
played Massey
Yeah.
Hall, and that's
Yeah.
why they wanted him to
Yeah.
for the reopening. He was
And he was
there to open it.
quoted as being Bob Dylan's favorite songwriter. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
saying
Oh,
something.
that's
Yeah.
really saying something. I remember the picture of the two of them at the Mariposa Folk Festival in the '60s, like this. Oh, it's just such a wonderful picture. Oh.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Right.
Lost a legend, but let's play some Lightfoot today.
Yeah, we'll be happy to do
will.
that.
We'll
Okay.
be remembering him. It's your turn now. Now you
Okay,
have to
my
talk about
turn.
weather.
All right, let's get to some traffic information here that we.
Good morning. 7 o'clock on your Tuesday morning. It's the 2nd of May. It does not feel like the 2nd
No.
of May. It's cold outside this morning.
Brian was predicting that. We knew that. We knew
Yes.
that was coming. It's not nice outside. It's going to be nice in our studio. Do you see the list of people we have in our show
We've
today?
got a full house today.
Full house. We got so much going on. I love these days.
Yes.
Where it's so busy and just
We've
like.
got cooking. We've got tattoos.
We got
Yeah,
somebody's getting,
I heard
somebody's getting a
somebody
tattoo
was
today.
like,
Who's getting a tattoo?
Do we draw
me.
straws?
It's me.
Right?
Me.
Yeah. Is it?
It's me.
Good.
Yeah, I'm getting
Okay.
like an eagle across my back.
All in 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
gonna be amazing.
Yeah. So that's good. That's going to be fun. Steve Strongman back on the show.
Yes,
So that's great. Eric M's on the show. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness! Wow, what a
Yeah.
day. We're just avoiding talking about the weather. Really, that's what we're trying to do because it's just not going to be nice. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to be even cooler than yesterday.
Yeah.
We got to 9 yet. Today only 6.
Burr.
6
Yeah.
degrees. Come on.
Let's get
As
through
the
these.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that's the
push through,
high.
though.
Yeah, let's get through these
Gonna do that.
next couple because we got something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lovely weekend. I mean, it's
Amazing.
going to be nice. Yeah, get outside and, all the things we've wanted to do for the past number of days. Cut the lawn.
Well,
Yes.
I have a list going of what I'm doing in the backyard this weekend.
Okay,
So
good.
hopefully that
Let's have
forecast
it.
doesn't change. Yeah.
What do you got?
Right.
Let's
Well,
have it.
the deck needs to be stained, so I
Okay.
need to power wash the deck, and then
Okay.
I need to sand the deck. I don't think I'm going to be able to sand the deck yet. Because of all
It's
the
too wet.
because
It's gonna be too
it's too wet.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
let
can
it dry.
power wash it though. So
Okay.
power wash it and then.
Oh, and do you go
So
on
many
this thing where
things.
you start power washing and then it's like, oh, all this
Yeah.
other stuff needs to be power washed.
And then you're power washing the whole house.
Yes. Yep.
So we'll see where it goes.
Power tools.
Like Tim Allen, yeah, tool time.
Yeah.
That's right.
Good
Yep.
stuff.
Okay, Emily, you have more on the passing of a legend.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be talking about that later on, and we will be talking about the Met Gala,
Oh, yes.
all of the fashion last night. Wow, some
Yeah.
of it totally outrageous.
Wow.
Some of it pretty nice.
Yeah, including somebody from Hamilton
Yes.
who was there. So yeah,
Yes.
we'll get to that. That's a
Rocking
little
his look.
another little tease there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we are here at Hearing Well Matters and being joined by Rob, who kind of takes care of the whole operation here. Tell me about this place. How long have you guys been open for?
Well, Emily, we opened in January of 2020, right before the pandemic.
Wow, what a time. What a time.
It was. For our senior clientele, that was a really, really tough time.
Yeah, I believe it. Now, what does Hearing Well Matters mean? Kind of what's the background to that?
Yeah, well, it really connects with the medical side of hearing loss. So hearing loss is it's the third most common chronic condition, but it's also been implicated in brain health. So with hearing loss is the number one modifiable risk of developing dementia. So if you have hearing loss, getting it treated is really important. Hearing loss has also been connected with challenges with our balance.
Yeah.
People who have hearing loss are about 3 times more likely to fall.
Yeah.
And also with things like depression, social isolation, etc. So if you think you might have hearing loss, it's probably a good idea to have a hearing test.
Yeah, I believe it. And we're going to actually do some hearing tests coming up a little bit later on in the show, so don't go anywhere for that. I've noticed this beautiful quote on the wall. It's a Helen Keller quote. What does it mean?
Well, of course, Helen Keller was a famous person in the 20th century who was deaf, mute, and blind. So she could really compare the senses. And what she said was, blindness separates us from things, but deafness separates us from people. And it just points out that hearing is our most social of all our senses, and it's really, really important in how we connect with others.
Yeah, that is really true. A lot of people probably don't think about that until they have to think about that, right?
Very true.
Okay, well, coming up, hearing tests, more coming up on Morning Live.
Thank you so much, Brian. Well, this year, the annual affair celebrates the exhibition Karl Lagerfeld. Of course, I'm talking about the Met Gala. It was a line of beauty. The gala honored the legacy of Lagerfeld, the late designer who helmed fashion houses such as Chanel, Fendi, and his own self-titled line. And it was to raise money for the Met's Costume Institute. We'll take a look at this first photo where Nicole, when she takes off her gown, she's wearing a beautiful cream colored dress. Now, I don't know, like the trend seems to be weird shoes, because a lot of them were wearing weird shoes, even though we didn't show them, and cutouts. Like, so many dresses had cutouts here. Like, remember the bathing suit fashion where it was like you were kind of wearing a bikini, but you weren't? I don't know. I feel like that fashion would hurt my feelings a little bit if I had to try and wear that.
Do you think they have, like, how many options would they have? How many options would Rihanna have, like, presented
Endless.
to her, and then she would choose
Because
which
it's
one?
designers want you to
You want
wear
to,
their
obviously,
stuff,
yeah.
Endless.
And the more outrageous it is, the more people talk about it.
Yeah.
So
The more we put
I
it on
love
TV.
the Met Gala.
I think it's so fun.
Like
It's super fun.
Like Jared Leto has done that in the past. He did it with his own head, like back in 2019.
So he was the one in the
He's
cat
done-
outfit.
He was that's
yes.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, he was the one in the fur, like the full furry.
Yeah. Ooh, that would have been hot.
Like imagine we
I don't know, I used to have-
around in
My-
that.
Did
an
he
old
sit
gig.
on top of a table?
Yeah, just like from past days of
weird.
wearing mascot outfits. I know
Yes.
it gets hot in there.
Oh, I
so
couldn't
hot.
imagine. And the invitation only Met Gala included a cockroach who wasn't invited. There, and they disperse so quickly, like it's like a zombie. Guys, it's a cockroach.
With his
It is
cockroach
not
friends,
going to
this is
kill
huge.
you.
Yes.
Cockroach friends. That's
Everybody
legend.
on those
That's
really
legend.
high heels trying to get away from
That's
them.
legendary. Okay, so something very cool coming up after so we were talking to two artists who come together to create a limited drop jersey to support mental health awareness, and there's a tattoo session going on with our
Yes.
very own Keith Johnson.
Yeah.
He's got many tattoos. He's agreed to get tattooed, so that's coming up just after 8.
You're going to be talking to Steve Strongman. He's
I
in our
am.
studio. He's so awesome. Going to
Yeah.
be talking about his upcoming show. Best wishes. We got an important one today. A shout out to Bob Cowan.
Yeah, Bob!
Retired, but it's his birthday today.
Looking good, Bobby! Woo! All right.
Happy birthday, Bob.
If you
Well, we are back at Hearing Well Matters, and we're doing a visual hearing test. That's what's being conducted right now. May is Better Hearing and Speech Month. Rob, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so May is recognized by the American Society of Speech and Hearing as Better Hearing Month, and it's just meant to really focus on hearing and hearing loss over the month of May. It's also recognized by the in Ontario by the Association of Hearing Instrument Practitioners.
Okay, so it's kind of helpful to educate people during this month and, get the word out that people should be getting their hearing checked on a regular basis. What speech test is Meredith doing right now?
So Meredith is doing a word recognition score test.
Okay.
And this test measures how well the patient is able to discriminate words. It's a simple test. It's conducted in quiet, but it really helps us understand if the patient can hear and distinguish words.
Okay, now why is distinguishing words important?
Well, the number one issue with hearing is how we communicate with others. So we want to really try to understand how well can that person understand simple words.
Mm-hmm. What's the other test that you guys do? Because I know she's going to do 2 tests. So what's the second speech test?
The second speech test is called the speech and noise test.
Okay.
The number one complaint that we get from patients in the clinic is that they just cannot understand speech against background noise, like in a restaurant or a church basement.
Yeah.
And so we do the second test, the speech and noise test, to try to understand how well people can distinguish speech in noise.
Well, I remember that, it was like an infomercial for like the Whisper 2000 or something where you could, put in a little tiny device and you could hear people, 6 blocks away or something. So I guess this is a really good measure of what you can and cannot hear.
Yeah, today's hearing aids really, really work well at helping people understand speech and noise. They use some special electronic techniques to do that, but they've come a long, long way.
Wow, okay. Coming up, we're actually going to give me a little bit of an ear mold and give us a little bit of an example of what it feels like to get that put in your ear, a hearing aid, and to kind of just give you an example of how easy the whole process is. So for now, I'm going to send things back inside the studio.
Making it. Oh, I'm making it.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody assembled?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
News team assembled.
It's like 5 seconds too, and I'm like, where's Emily?
Yeah, this is where we just throw it to Emily. Okay, Emily, go ahead.
Go ahead. What you got coming up?
That's mean. Let's talk about the Leafs.
Hey, I will talk about the Leafs for
Yes,
sure.
he
I
will.
will.
They're playing tonight.
They play tonight.
And
Encourage them.
Yes.
I think it's a really big deal that they're playing tonight. It's been 19 years since they actually won a playoff series, right?
Yep.
That's all I got.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for setting me up. So round number 2 starts tonight against the Florida Panthers at home on home ice. So it's going to be a packed house inside. They've extended the Maple Leaf Square, so there's going to be that many more thousands of people outside watching it. And I assume we'll see how far they can take this run. They would keep adding to that just to allow more people to celebrate. So that's exciting. A puck drop just after 7 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
Okay. It's going to be chilly for those outside, though,
Yes.
Brian. Goodness.
Bundle up.
The tailgating?
Well, you know, the high today is only 6, so it'll only go down from there throughout the evening and showers. So a cool, wet evening standing outside watching.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully they win, because that will make it. You won't feel it if that's the
But
case.
that's okay, because I mean, hockey, it's supposed to be cold, so people can be wearing their Maple Leaf toques. They can
Yes,
wear
their
their jerseys. They can wear the
Okay.
jackets. Like, you don't want it hot and sweaty when you're cheering on a hockey team, right?
And it can be this time of year. You just never know.
This all makes sense.
That's right. Okay.
That might
so
be a good omen, actually. They might win because of the weather.
well, maybe. You never know.
Yes, they will. Positivity, that's what we're working with.
That's what we need. Yes,
All right.
exactly.
Time to talk about hearing aids. Now, there are a couple of different types you can get. We've got a couple of them here. Rob, tell me the difference between the ones that go in the canal and the custom fit.
Yeah, these ones are the most popular currently. These are called receiver in the canal. You wear this pod on the back of the ear, and then this little speaker fits right into your ear canal. These make up about 80% of the ones that we dispense currently. But the second set is called a custom hearing aid, and this is especially for people who have severe loss or have problems with maintaining the hearing aid in their ear. And these are shaped exactly to the shape of your ear. So we do an ear mold impression in order to manufacture these exactly to the shape of your ear, sort of like hand in glove.
Okay, so these are kind of the two main types. Now, which patients would benefit from which?
So typically these ones are the younger patients, maybe with not quite as severe hearing loss. These ones, the customs, are for more severe loss, maybe for the older patients, ones who have problems retaining the hearing aid in the ear canal.
Right, okay. So I'm going to get an ear impression done. Meredith's going to do that. Maybe you can kind of explain what she's doing as she's doing it, so we can kind of show our viewers how easy it is to get something like this fitted.
Sure.
Canadian blues guitarist and singer Steve Strongman will be performing in Ancaster tonight. But before that, he joins us here on our couch. Hi.
Hello. Good
How
morning.
are you? Good morning.
I'm great. Nice to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you.
Thank you.
We've got lots to talk about.
We do.
We're going to be talking about shows. We're going to be talking about a brand new festival. But
Yes.
first, I think we need to talk about the elephant in the room.
Go!
19 years to get to the second round. I thought I'd bring this is my jersey, by the way, everybody. This is my jersey.
Yeah.
I am so excited. 19 years I've been waiting to talk about the second round. Here we are.
Right? So we're in the makeup room and we're chatting, and I'm just like, hi, Emily, nice to meet you. And he's, where are you from? I said, oh, I'm from Kingston. He's like, oh, I have my Gilmore jersey. It's a big deal making it to the second round. So are you going to be wearing it tonight? Are you tailgating before or after your performance?
I wore it when they won in overtime, so I have to wear it
So
now.
you're going to be wearing it to your performance tonight?
I will be
in
wearing it
Ancaster.
tonight. I might take
That's
it. Well,
awesome.
I have to wait till they win, so I'll be wearing it for sure.
Okay, awesome. Okay, big show tonight, but you also have a really big event coming up on the 26th.
On the 26th of May, it really is.
You know?
And I'm just happy to be a part of it. So it's happening on the 26th.
So a lot of people can get out and see this, and you can get your tickets at bridgeworks.ca, I believe.
Yes.
Okay, so tickets for that. Now, you've got a new album.
Yes, my latest album is the Strongman Blues Remedy, which is came out back in June. So there it is, right there. I've got some great guests on there, and it's doing very well. So I'm happy to say that it's great.
I'm sure you have favorite people that you like to perform with, don't you?
I do.
Not to name names.
I do. One of them is the one and only Harrison Kennedy, who's one of my favorites.
Wow.
He's yeah.
You just came back from California.
I've written some songs with them,
Wow.
and I am announcing right now that I'm actually producing their 50th anniversary record, which is going to come out next year
There you
on
have
Stony
it.
Plain Records, which is based here in Hamilton.
It's a Morning Live exclusive. Everybody's like cheering. Tim's like dancing
thank
over
you.
there. He's making a big scene.
Yeah.
This is awesome news.
Yeah, it's really great. So I'm recording.
You're a busy guy. You're not the type that sits still, are you?
Well, honestly, I sat still for a very long time, for about 2 years,
Yeah,
like we
well,
all did,
most
and
did, yes.
I'm so excited to get out and get back at it, and I'm truly energized and really, really excited about music and
awesome.
getting out there and get to work.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about what people can expect from the show tonight and the ones that you've got coming up in a couple of days.
Well, tonight is a fantastic artist, Jimmy Boskill.
I love the names. They're so unique and original.
Well, those guys, I mean,
wonder how they
they're
come up with them.
every single one of the artists that are performing that night, they're all Juno Award winning.
If people want to see where you're performing and when, how do they kind of reach you and get a hold of you?
There
Well,
you
I
go.
went onto your website and you go to like the tour area and it's just like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
like you are a busy guy.
SteveStrongman.com. They can see everything that I'm up to. But I really appreciate being back here. You guys are always wonderful. Thanks for having me
All right,
back.
well, thanks for having us.
Thank
and,
you.
well, on the couch with you.
Yeah.
And thanks for bringing this along.
Go Leafs, go! Tonight,
Go Leafs,
baby,
go!
go Leafs, go!
All right,
right.
Brian, what you got? You going to give us a good forecast for the game or what?
I'd like to, but, well, you know, there are some problems.
Well, if I was to get a hearing aid, this is exactly what it would look like. That was so painless and so easy to get a mold of my ear. It actually felt kind of good coming out. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's good. Gives you a little itch in your ear. It was nice. And this is what it would turn into. So it would look kind of more like this one, I would assume. A larger one that would fit directly in my ear, and no one would even know that I was wearing it if they wanted to be discreet. Now, Rob, I know May is Better Hearing and Speech Month. You've got special discounts for seniors.
Yes, we do. So we're offering some special discounts through the month of May for seniors. That's anybody born before 1983.
So you're telling me I'm a senior? Is that what you're saying? Okay, but I get a free hearing test if you're born before 1983. So that's actually really convenient because I think hearing tests kind of like getting your eyes checked, or it's something that you need to get done on a regular basis.
Yeah, getting your hearing tested is recommended for anybody once they turn 50.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm not quite there yet. Why should people come here? Why is your clinic the best?
Well, we're a new clinic, so we just opened in 2020. So it's all state-of-the-art equipment. We have 2 testing suites, so it's ideal for husbands and wives. We also are very, very service-oriented here. So we offer free parking, free shuttle service if the patients need it, and of
awesome.
course, free hearing tests.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you happen to notice, but I also have hearing loss and I wear hearing aids, so I can really understand what the patient goes through.
What kind of feedback do you get from your patients here?
We've had fantastic feedback. If I could brag a little bit, I think we have over 150 5-star Google reviews.
That's amazing because that's so important. I look at those, and I know a lot of people look at those because they want to know what the customer service is like. They want to know what the staff is like, the level of friendliness. So that's super important to be part of the community and integrated into the community like that.
Great.
Yeah.
We're really, really proud of that.
That's amazing. Okay, well, thanks for having us. Have a great time.
Thanks so much, Emily.
Got an ear impression. My ears are looking good. All right. This is what it would look like if I was to get a hearing aid. And you should always get your hearing checked. And don't forget, May is Better Hearing and Speech Month. If you come here to Hearing Well Matters, you can get yourself a free hearing test. Okay, so I'm going to get an ear impression done. Meredith's going to do that. Maybe you can kind of explain what she's doing as she's doing it so we can kind of show our viewers how easy it is to get something like this fitted.
Sure. Well, the first thing that we did was we put a styrofoam dam in your ear canal, and now Meredith is mixing up some impression material. It's a binary material. It has to be mixed together, and then we're going to inject this into your ear canal so that we can get an exact replica of how your ear canal is shaped, so we can have the hearing aid made to the shape of your ear.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Gosh, things have really come a long way.
Yes, this is a really important aspect of the hearing aid fitting for sure.
Yeah, like I remember my grandparents having hearing aids, and they were big and clunky, and they made funny noises all the time if you got too close to them.
Yeah, so they're really quite small today and very discreet when you wear them. So that's one of the most important things is for people who don't want others to know that they're wearing them. We can make them almost invisible today.
Wow. I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of course, when you have hearing loss. You got to take care of it, just like you wear glasses.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It's a very common affliction. As we get older, the -- cause of hearing loss is aging. So it's just part of the
It is
aging
what
process.
it is. We can't stop it, is what you're saying. Okay, it's kind of cool in my ear, but that didn't hurt at all. That was super comfortable. There was no pain. And then how long does this have to stay in my ear for?
Usually takes about 4 to 5 minutes to set, and then we take it out of the ear.
All right, well, we'll take a look at it. Coming up on Morning Live. Stay with us.